Hi all, today we are going to see the steady state analysis of type A chopper. So whatever the procedure we are going to adopt today for the type A chopper, similar procedure can be adopted for the remaining type of the choppers, because in which type of numerical will come, how to analyze that depends on case to case. That's why I am solving for one of the case so that you will understand how to solve it. Same procedure you can adopt for other things. So for the case of type A chopper, we know the circuit is like this because we have already discussed in the last class what is type A chopper. So this is my supply voltage. So supply voltage is directly connected through a switch in series with the switch to the load. Let us take for example, my load is an RLE load. It may or may not be RLE load. Let us take the case of the RLE load. In that case, what will happen, we are going to see. And across this RLE load, we are providing a freewheeling diode such that whenever this switch is open circuited, the current can freewheel or circulate through this freewheeling diode, so that we can get the continuous conduction mode. So let us assume the case of the continuous conduction mode. So in the continuous conduction mode, when the switch is closed, so this entire supply voltage, you can see this positive terminal will come at this terminal. This negative terminal is connected here. That means entire supply is connected across these terminals. So that means your output voltage will be equal to your supply voltage only, or your source voltage. Output voltage I can write as equal to your source voltage. So whenever the switch is off, now what happens, whatever the current is passing through your load, that I0, let us take for example, it is initially starting from some minimum value, because we are taking under steady state conditions. Initially it may start from 0, after some cycle it will become steady state. So under steady state conditions, let us assume it is varying between minimum value and the maximum value. So it will start from the minimum value and gradually it will start increasing. That means the energy is stored in the inductor. So now whenever the switch is open circuited, now the inductor will not allow the sudden change in the current. So what it will do, it will change its polarity so that the current will continue in the same direction. So that's why because of the inductor, what will happen, the current continue in the same direction through the freewheeling diode. So that's why it is passing like this, it will reach some minimum value. Again, when the switch is closed, again from the supply the current will be supplied and again it will discharge through the freewheeling diode. Or otherwise we can tell that the current supplied from the supply is from I minimum value to I maximum value up to T on. So after that the current will circulate through the freewheeling diode. This is the current through the freewheeling diode. That freewheeling diode current I have represented by ID. Okay, in this way I can write. So let us assume the minimum value of the current is not some finite value, it is reaching 0. It can reach the 0 at the instant of t, or it can reach the 0 before that value. Let us take the case if it reaches the 0 before the time period. So in that case, what will happen? So whenever the current becomes 0, that means whenever the current circulating is equal to 0, then your output voltage will be, because current is equal to 0, so voltage drop across resistor is 0 and voltage drop across the inductor is equal to 0. So your output voltage will be this voltage, this entire battery voltage. So your output voltage will become E until you turn on the thyristor again. Only that is the only difference. The current is becoming 0 before, so this voltage will change to E. So if E is not there, then it will become 0 only. Only this is the difference. Here only either Vs or 0 is there. Here Vs is also there, and for some time E is also there, depending on at up to what instant it is conducting. I hope this discontinuous and continuous conduction is clear to you. So let us try to analyze the cases of each one. First I am starting with the continuous load current. That means the current is varying between some maximum value and the minimum value, that I am representing by Imx and Imn, minimum value. So between 0 to T on, during this much time, so your supply voltage, because your switch is closed, your supply voltage is directly connected across your output. So because of that, the current will circulate. So this, let us assume this is my current circulating. So we can tell that under this condition, Is, current supplied from the source, is equal to current supplied to the load. Both are one and the same. So the current will circulate like this. So we can apply the KVL in this loop. We can add the KVL like this supply voltage will be equal to voltage drop across this set. So we can tell that Vs is equal to I0 into R plus L into di0 by dt plus E. So taking the Laplace transform, so this E I am bringing to second side, it will become Vs minus E divided by S, plus I0 into R will become R into I0 of S, plus L into S into I0 of S, minus initial value of the current. What is the initial value of the current? Because we know the current is varying from some minimum value to the maximum value. So this is my I minimum value. So it is varying up to some I maximum value. Again it is decaying. So it is varying from minimum value to maximum value. So initial value is Imn, so I have substituted Imn. So from this I can simplify the value of the current I naught of S is equal to Vs minus E divided by Vs minus E divided by I naught. You can see this is I naught, this is I naught. So this will become I naught of S into R plus Ls. So that I am dividing. So this will be R plus Ls. And then next one, this will become L into Imn. L into Imn. When I take to second side, it will become plus L into Imn divided by R plus Ls. I can write like this. So now what I am doing, I am taking the L as common, taking out. So this will become SL into S plus R by L. And here when I take the L common, LL will cancel. Inside it will become S plus R by L. S plus R by L. So now I am taking the inverse Laplace transform. So when you are taking the inverse Laplace transform, I think you already have the idea about Laplace transform. This will become I naught of t is equal to Vs minus E divided by R into 1 minus E to the power of minus RT by L plus Imn into e to the power of minus R by L into t. So the value of L by R is called as the time constant of the load. So I can write it as minus t by tau, and here also minus t by tau. L by R I can take as time constant tau. It is the time constant of the load. So when I am substituting, your value of I naught of t is Vs minus E by R into 1 minus e to the power of minus t by tau plus Imn e to the power of minus t by tau. Let us assume it is having the continuous conduction, but minimum value is equal to 0. That means at time t is equal to t, it is having 0 value. So then this minimum value you will substitute as 0. So remaining all the things will be same. Getting it? So now I am proceeding further. When the switch is opened at t is equal to t on. When the switch is opened at t is equal to t on, by the time the current reached the maximum value, so we can tell that I naught of t is equal to I maximum value. Up to here for continuous and discontinuous conduction, equation will be same. Only substituting this minimum value is equal to 0 for discontinuous conduction. Because for discontinuous conduction, you have seen the waveform. It is starting from 0 reaching up to maximum value, again reaching 0 before the time t. So now I am proceeding further. So when the switch is opened at t is equal to t on, I can tell that I naught of t is equal to Imx. So this I can write as Imx is equal to Vs minus E divided by R. In this I naught of t is nothing but Imx. This will be Vs minus E by R, 1 minus e to the power of t is now equal to t on. So I have just substituted it. Here also t I have substituted t on. Using this I can calculate. So this equation we are going to use later on. So we will keep it for hold now, because here maximum value can be calculated in terms of minimum value. So practically we may not know the value of minimum value. Directly I want to calculate the maximum value. How to calculate this? That we are going to derive it. So now from t on to t. So here the output current, because t on to t, what will happen? This switch is open circuited. So the current will freewheel through the diode. The current is freewheeling through the diode. So output current is nothing but equal to current passing through the diode. So how much it is varying? It is varying between the maximum value, because it is the maximum value here, to the minimum value. It is varying between maximum value and the minimum value. So because we are taking this instant as the initial value, so again this instant I am taking from some value 0 to t off. 0 to t off is the value, because for calculations. So that's why that time, in order to avoid the confusion, I am taking as a t dash. So t dash, I am assuming t dash is equal to 0 here and t dash is equal to t off here. Or otherwise we can tell that t dash is nothing but t minus t on when you compare with t. Or at t is equal to t on, t dash is equal to 0. And I naught of t dash, that means I naught at t is equal to t dash is I maximum value. And at t is equal to t, when you substitute it, it will become equal to t minus t on. Or it is nothing but equal to t off. In that case, I naught value is equal to minimum value. So again applying the KVL. So KVL when you apply in this loop, because the diode acts as a closed circuit, so between these two terminals, voltage will be equal to 0. So we can tell that 0 is equal to R into I naught plus L into di naught by dt plus E. I can write in this form. This is between t on less than t less than t, or otherwise we can write it as 0 less than or equal to t dash less than or equal to t off. So again for this I am taking the Laplace transform. When you take the Laplace transform, this E I brought to second side minus E by S. This will become R into I naught of S plus L into, so this value becomes S into I naught of S minus initial value. Initial value in this case is, initial value is maximum value. So that's why Imx is the initial value. Okay, so final value can be 0 or the minimum value. It depends on the continuous or non-continuous conduction. So this I can proceed. This I can write as I naught of S is equal to minus E divided by S by because this I naught of s I have calculated. So I naught I have separated it. S into r plus ls plus L into I maximum by r plus ls. So from this, when I simplify it, I naught of s I can write as, because in this equation I am taking L separate because I want in s plus form. So this will become SL into S plus R by L. Here also L I am separating out, LL will cancel. This will become I max by S plus R by L. So now I am taking the inverse Laplace transform. When you take the inverse Laplace transform, this will become I naught of T dash. Because it is not T, remember here, because we are starting that as the initial point, 0 to some value it varies. So I naught of T dash is equal to minus E by R into 1 minus e to the power of minus T dash by tau plus Imx into e to the power of minus T dash by tau. So it is from 0 less than or equal to T dash less than or equal to T of. In between these 2 points it is varying, and the value of tau is nothing but the time constant, that is L by R of your load. Here remember, T dash is nothing but T minus T on. So at T is equal to capital T, that means, or we can tell that at T dash is equal to T minus T on. T minus T on, at this instant we know that I naught of T dash is nothing but the minimum value, because in the final condition it is nothing but the minimum value. At T dash is equal to T of means T minus T on, right? So I am just substituting in this equation. So I minimum value is equal to minus E by R into 1 minus e to the power of, what is the value of T dash? This is T minus T on. It is T off or T minus T on. Minus of T minus T on by tau plus Imx into e to the power of minus T on by tau, where tau is equal to L by R. So now we got the value of minimum value of the current in terms of maximum value of current. Previously, equation number 4, we got the maximum value of current in terms of the minimum value of current. So I want to simplify them, which are independent of each other. So that's why what I can do, I can substitute this Imn from this equation number 6, I can substitute in equation number 4. So that entire equation becomes in terms of maximum value. I can simplify it. So when I substitute and simplify, I am directly writing the equation Imx will be equal to Vs by R into 1 minus e to the power of minus T on by tau divided by 1 minus e to the power of minus T by tau minus E by R. This is the value of maximum value of current. Similarly, this maximum value I can substitute in this equation number 6. Then this entire equation becomes in terms of minimum value, and I am simplifying it. When you simplify it, you will get it as I minimum value is Vs by R into e to the power of T on by tau minus 1 divided by e to the power of T by tau minus 1 minus E by R. So this way we can calculate. So now comes to the current ripple, because the current is varying from maximum value to the minimum value. So the difference in maximum and minimum value is given by the current ripple. So current ripple is I maximum minus I minimum value. That is a change. So when you are substituting in the above equations, it will become Vs by R into 1 minus e to the power of minus T on by tau by 1 minus e to the power of minus T by tau minus e to the power of T on by tau minus 1 divided by e to the power of T by tau minus 1. So when you are simplifying this one, you will get this in this form, Vs by R into 1 minus e to the power of minus T on by tau into 1 minus e to the power of minus T off by tau into 1 minus e to the power of minus T by tau. I am just simplifying, I have directly written the answer, because mainly you need the procedure only, because you can easily solve in the exam accordingly. So we know as the T on is nothing but alpha times of T, and T off is 1 minus alpha times of T. So when I substitute this in this equation, I will get this ripple delta E is equal to Vs by R into e to the power of minus alpha T by tau into 1 minus e to the power of minus of 1 minus alpha by tau divided by 1 minus e to the power of minus T by tau. So here this delta I, this Vs by R is nothing but the steady state current, because under steady state conditions only resistance is the only opposing thing. So that's why this is called as this one, or we can tell the per unit ripple is nothing but equal to delta I divided by Vs by R. Steady state ripple is delta I divided by Vs by R. So here you can see that actually the steady state value is Vs minus E divided by R, because E is opposing it, but that effect of E is negligible, or E does not affect the ripple content of your system. That means the amount of the ripple is independent of the value of E. That's why E is not coming here. So this is delta I divided by Vs by R. So that is called as the per unit ripple. So delta I divided by Vs by R, that is called as the per unit ripple. Getting it? So now the per unit ripple, you can observe the remaining things is a parameter, it depending on the value of alpha as well as a T by tau. So it is depending on alpha and t by tau. So when you substitute alpha is equal to 0, 1 minus e to the power of 0 is 0, 0 multiplied by anything, this entire set becomes 0. Similarly, when you substitute alpha is equal to 1, this is having some value, but you can see this term 1 minus 1. This will become e to the power of 0, that is 1 minus 1 is 0. Entire set becomes 0. So that means for alpha is equal to 0 and 1, this delta I is becoming equal to 0. And when it will be maximum? When alpha is equal to 0.5. You substitute this as 0.5, so both will add to each other. That condition it will reach the maximum value. Or when you plot the curve, this alpha versus per unit ripple, it will vary like this. It will vary from 0. It will reach the peak value for alpha is equal to 0.5. Again, when alpha is equal to 1, it reaches 0. So this, because it also depends on t by tau, for different values of t by tau, it will varies like this. This is t by tau is equal to 0.5, t by tau is equal to 1, t by tau is equal to 5, like that. So now let us see what is the limit of the continuous conduction. Limit of the continuous conduction means you can see up to t on it is t on, then by the time t is equal to t, total time is equal to time period, if this current is reaching 0, exactly 0, again continuous conducting, that is the limiting value. So if it is not conducting up to this time t, then we can call it as a discontinuous conduction, right? So this is the critical point or the limiting point. So that's why if I minimum value is equal to 0 at t is equal to t, it is at the critical value. And if I minimum value is equal to 0 for the value of time t less than t, then it leads to discontinuous conduction. So what does this mean? So what is happening? It will reach up to some value. So let us assume it is becoming 0 before only. So this is my time period. Okay. It is becoming 0 before only. So in that case, we tell that it is having a discontinuous conduction. It is having a discontinuous conduction. Agree with me? Because it is off or becoming 0 before the time it is reaching t. So now calculation for the average value of the current. So average value of the current, how to calculate? So for that, what I am doing, I am just showing you how to calculate the average value of the source current. Similarly, average value of the diode current, sum of these two gives you a total current. Or you can take the average value of this thing, that means integration of this part, integration of this block divided by total time duration. Because this is my total time period duration. This is divided into two blocks. This is for a duration of t on and this is for a duration of t off, out of the total time period. Getting it? So let us try to calculate IS average. IF average means for 0 less than or equal to t less than or equal to t on, then in that case, the supply is supplying the current, same as the output current. We can write the KVL as Vs is equal to, in this, it is passing through this one because it is closed like this. So Vs is equal to R into Is, because I naught is nothing but equal to Is. So R into Is plus L into dis by dt plus E. So this I can simplify as Vs minus E dt is equal to, this dt I am taking here, R into Is dt plus L into d into Is. Or this I can simplify as Is dt is equal to Vs minus E by R dt minus L by R into dis. Getting it? So to calculate the average value, what I have to do? I have to do the integration of this one and divide with the total time duration. Total time duration is t, so I am dividing with 1 by t and doing the integration on both the sides. So this value of the Is, it is from 0 to t on. It is varying. So Is dt, only for that much duration it is conducting. You can see this supply is conducting from 0 to t on only. So that's why I have written 0 to t on. And second side also 1 by t into integration from 0 to t on Vs minus E by R dt. And next time period. So this one is dis. So what is the limit of the current? It is also same 1 by t into L by R into integration from, current is varying from Imn to Imx, minimum value to maximum value, into dis. So just do the integration and simplify it. So the integration of this one, integration of Is dt divided by t. This gives the Is average value. This will be Vs minus E by R into integration becomes t on divided by t minus L by R into t. This integration of this one will be I maximum value minus I minimum value. So in that way I can calculate Is average value. Similarly, when the switch is turned off, then the current circulates through the freewheeling diode. That means it is nothing but the diode current, because I naught is nothing but the diode current. So to calculate the diode average current, I can take R into Id plus L into did by dt plus E is equal to 0. applying KVL. So average value of the above equation, again same thing, I am doing 1 by t and doing the integration. So it will become r into 1 by t, integration from t onto t. Here it is changing from t onto t, id dt. And similarly second side also, this one did. How the current is varying? Current is varying from maximum value to minimum value. Here the current is varying from maximum value to minimum value. The current is varying like this. So this is a t on, this is a t. It is varying from maximum value to minimum value. So this is the diode current. Okay, out of the total duration t, it is only conducting for this much duration, t on to t. Total duration is 1 by t. That's why I have divided with 1 by t everywhere. So now simplifying this, this will become r into id average plus L by t into I minimum minus I maximum plus E by t into t minus t on, or further simplifying, id average will be equal to L by tr into I maximum value minus I minimum value minus E by t into, this will be t minus t on by t. So t by t will become 1, t on by t is nothing but alpha, duty cycle. So this will be alpha, where alpha is t on by t. Okay, now similar way I can calculate the I naught average. I naught average is nothing but average for this wave. This is half wave, this is half wave. This is nothing but average value of IS plus average value of ID. So that's why I can write at IS average plus ID average. This will become alpha times of VS minus E divided by R when we substitute and simplify. This alpha times of VS is nothing but V naught average value, because V naught average value is nothing but because output voltage is VS for a duration of T on out of the total duration. So Vs into alpha gives V naught average value minus E divided by R. Using this formula, I can calculate my average value. In the similar way, whatever is the waveform, you can calculate in the similar way. Only I want to explain you how to make the calculation when some numerical is given. So I hope that how to calculate the steady state values are completely clear to you. If you still have any queries, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. I will answer to your queries from there. Thank you. Thank you very much.